What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Iron Factory Kagemusha Boohmaru. It's very hard to say the name, but basically their version of a shattered glass Grimlock. So this figure actually came out a while back, but this repaint shattered glass version just came out recently. Thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this for review. I never looked at this mold, so this will be a first time taking a look at this. I don't look at a lot of Iron Factory stuff, to be honest. I have their Jetfires, but beyond that, I don't have all that much interest myself personally. But let's take a look at this guy. He's got some beautiful paint. You got this gunmetal color, silver, teal, purple, translucent yellow here for the chest. Translucent yellow for the eyes. A little bit of orange details here and there. You can see the dino head on the back there. It's got a lot going on. There's a lot of kibble, but overall it's a pretty cool looking version of Grimlock. Let's go over the articulation. Head is on a ball joint, but the neck itself can move, so you can get the head way down due to that neck. Not much back before it pops off. Not much side to side. It does rotate around though. Shoulders are on a ball joint, goes around. There's a lot of kibble getting in the way, but you have a butterfly joint not only on a hinge but also on that ball joint, so you can get it in. You have a upward movement up to there, same hinge. There's a double ball peg here, so the hinge itself is on a ball peg and then the arm is on a ball peg. You can get it up to there. You have a rotation at the bicep, but it's again very hard to use because things are in the way, so just be cautious. Double jointed elbow gets you the full bend, so you get it all the way up to there. You have a rotation at the wrist, and it's on a ball joint, so any out direction. And I keep knocking it off. You have a waist rotation and an ab crunch. Ab crunch is at that same ball joint. You can see down to there. There's a lot of kibbly stuff here at the waist. I mean, there are hip skirts, but they're just, I don't know how to describe it. They're kind of in the way. But legs get up to there. Back to here. If you move this out of the way, I can get a little bit further. Back to there. Out to the side, that's all on a ball joint. Rotation on, looks like a universal. Double jointed knee gets you the full bend. You have ankles on a ball joint, so side to side, forward and backward, and it rotates. And we do get quite a few accessories here. We get a bunch of alternate hands. So we get these open expressive hands. And they're painted with a purple stripe, so that does look good. So you have that. You can't really transform it with these bigger hands. They kind of get in the way. We also have a open gripping hand, looks like that. And then finally we have an open gripping hand with the thumb upwards. So that works best for the swords, which are the other accessories we get. We get two that look like this. Translucent yellow, purple, gunmetal for the handle. Those will fit in these hands or in these. Either one will work. I guess it's up to you which one you think looks better as far as the hands. And you also get some adapters to attach them. So there's two different sets of adapters, so make sure you grab the right ones. There's a bigger one that looks like this. It has a bigger peg at the end. So that's not the right one. You want these. These will attach to the hip skirts right here. And you can just plug them in. Try to make sure which one. I think it's this one. I guess it doesn't matter, but these can be sheathed into that holder. And that's pretty cool. And you can put both of them in there if you want. Have it look like that. We also get two swords that look like this. They're more like machetes or cleavers. I don't really know. But same kind of thing, translucent. yellow, gunmetal, and then silver for the handle. And these will also fit in the hands. And they do look good. And you get 2 adapters for those, and these go here on the back. There's a little slot on the back of this shoulder piece here. So you're going to take this larger tab or peg and peg it into the back. So just make sure you have this in the right direction. I'll rotate this one. There you go. Now we have all his weapons mounted, and it does look really cool with having him have all the weapons. And for some size comparisons, there it is next to the New Age Optimus Prime and the Iron Factory Shattered Glass Jetfire, which I'd forgotten about. It looks really good. But you can see it does fit in taller than the New Age. It's actually a little bit shorter than the Jetfire. This is one of their bigger figures. And it fits in nicely, obviously, with the color scheme with the Shattered Glass. All right, now let's get him transformed into Dino mode. And it's one of those transformations where there's a lot of moving parts, and some of them are a little tricky just because it doesn't have like a stopping point. But it is achievable. So let's get started. We can start back here. We're going to lift the head off and just lay it down right there for now. We can come to here. We're going to open up this, and we're going to rotate this back so it sits straight up on this hinge. Same with this one. Open this up and rotate this back so it sits straight up on the hinge. Come to the front. We're going to rotate the head around, and that's going to fit in between these 2 tail pieces. So get the tail pieces rotated and get the head right in between. You do have to kind of rotate this in, these 2 armatures, so that they sit flat. It's not my favorite way to do it, honestly, the way they did it, but it does work. All right, so get that tail squeezed together. The head fits just like that in there. And now we can move on to the next part. So come to here, we'll lift up on this panel. That will release these little armatures. And just leave that like that for now. We're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees. That'll allow you to pull this out and just leave that head sticking out for now. Because we're going to take care of these legs first. We're going to open up this panel right here. We're going to lift up on this. Rotate this panel around 180 degrees. And take the foot. This foot's going to fit. There's a little gap right here. It's tricky to get it in there, to be honest. It's not a perfect fit, but you should be able to get that squeezed right in there like that. And then leave this out for now. We're going to come to down here. There's a jaw. You're going to hinge it forward. Just bring it right to there. Okay. Same on this side. We're going to hinge the thighs or the knees back on this double hinge. So bring it up and all the way over so it sits on top of the thigh. And that's how we're going to get this neck in. So this neck has a peg right here. And that peg is going to fit into a slot right there. So you had to get it all lined up first before you can do that. And this will fit down here. Just open up these jaws. Bring this down and line it up. And once you have it lined up, we can bring these 2 halves together. And this is what I meant by, it's not the best design. It works, but get the jaw squeezed together, get this neck part squeezed together. It's a weird fit, to be honest, but it does work. All right, so you should end up with something like this. We're going to take these shoulder pieces, bring these out on this hinge. I'm going to rotate this around. Rotate this around. And on the bottom here, we can bring this panel up. And you can kind of see this is going to make the arms. There's slots there, 2 tabs there. Make sure this is squeezed together. This will come around and peg in right under there. And then these arms can lift up. You can rotate the little armor piece down so it sits like that on the side of the arm. Do this on this side too. Okay, so it should look like this. So just get these out of the way for now. And we'll take care of this back piece. So this back piece is going to hinge in. There is a tab on the inside of this armor piece right there. That's going to go into this slot. Another tricky thing, it's hard to see. There's also a tab up here. So all that should work its way down. So bring this over. The feet should end up sitting right in here on the inside of the tail. So get that squeezed together. Come to the bottom. And we'll take care of all of this. So the arms are going to hinge forward. And this little ball joint is going to end up underneath this panel. So you get that folded in. This is going to come down. There's a tab right here. Fits into the side of his torso. And that kind of hides that piece there. Same on this one. Hinge this forward. Bring this down. Make sure that ball joint made its way in. And then tab this into the side. Now this one didn't go quite right. So let me make sure. There we go. All right. And I just knocked this hand off, which reminded me, you do have to have the fisted hands. You can do it with one of the gripping hands, but it works best with the fisted hand because it hides away and it fits. So you're going to open up this foot. The hand is going to fit right in there. You can see it fit right in that bottom of the foot. So bring that foot all the way back. Hinge the knee forward. This panel is going to rotate to the front and become kind of the front of the thigh. And just get the foot sitting flat like this. So same on this side. Bring the foot back. Hinge it in. Bend the knee. Bring this panel to the front. And that's going to sit on the front of the thigh. And we can kind of get this rotated down so it just fits right above the knee. It looks a little more convincing. Alright, there is Kagemusha in Dyno mode. And it does look pretty cool. You got that purple, teal, gunmetal, and silver color throughout. Orange accents kind of show up a little bit more here on the tail, on the legs. Here's the back. It's a little uncleanly here and there, but overall looks pretty decent. It does have articulation. The head can move up and down on a hinge. Down to there, up to there. Jaw can open up. There is a peg port there. I don't have anything that fits that kind of peg. So I'm not sure if they included that with something else, but here you go. And let's see, can you rotate it? I don't think you can rotate the head. You can rotate the top of the head, but not the bottom, so you kind of can't rotate. So a little bit limited there, because the jaw starts looking funny if you rotate the top of the head. The arms are on a ball joint. They get a little hindered by these armor pieces, but you can rotate it forward and backward, a little bit in and out. And then there's a joint here at the hands. You can rotate the hands. Legs can rotate forward and backward. There's a lot of kibble in the way, but you can rotate it forward and backward. Knee can bend, and the toe can tilt forward and backward. Tail, not anything here, just due to the transformation. Now we can't store the weapons here in Dyno mode. We can, on the back here, you'll see there's 2 little slots here on the back of the feet. So we can grab the same storage piece that we had for robot mode. Those will plug in here. I think you want it with the fat peg facing the back, just so it'll fit a little bit easier. Then you can take these, and these will fit right on here. So you can have that look, which I think is pretty cool. All right, and then for the other two swords, there's a little peg here in the back of the foot where you can peg this thing in. So this will slide right into there. So you can see that right there. And same for this one. And then we can slide the swords in to store those back there. And now we've got full weapon storage. I dig that. I love when they think through storing stuff. And Iron Factory is really good at that kind of thing. And for size comparison, there it is next to the New Age version of Optimus Prime and the Iron Factory version of Shattered Glass Jetfire. And this is a pretty big alt mode here for this Grimlock. And just to show you, here it is next to the New Age Grimlock. And maybe the New Age is a little bit small, but it is quite a big alt mode. But obviously it works well with other Iron Factory figures. So final recommendations on the Iron Factory Grimlock. I'm just going to call him Grimlock. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it. It's a soft recommend, but I do recommend it. It looks really good. It's got really nice paint, nice accessories, pretty cool sculpt for the samurai look. Downside though is there's a lot of kibble all over the thing. It does get in the way of articulation in some cases. The alt mode does look cool, but again, there's lots of little kibble that makes the transformation not as fun, but it works. So if you're into the Shattered Glass look or just Grimlock in general, I think you'd enjoy something like this. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.